Okay, good morning. Today I'm gonna do two basic things: scouting of my tomato plants, and two, looking for a break. What do we call break? So, some of the tomato that already start ripening, but they are not fully ripe. Why is it important that I should pick them? Okay, and then put them in a basket or in another container to ripe fully. Or for people who are doing business for the tomato, it will be a good idea after collecting them with while they are breaking, they will shift it from the point of drop production to the market. By the time you get to the market, tomato will be fully ripe. Okay, so that's why I'm recommending that you pick your tomato when they are breaking, especially for commercial purposes. But if you're just growing a tomato where you can pick it for you to eat them fresh, you may want to wait longer for it to fully ripe. Okay? But there is also a problem with that. Remember, when we are planting things outside, we're competing with so many things. Okay? Especially birds, animals like squirrel, okay, they also love fresh tomatoes. So when your tomatoes start breaking, if you don't pick it and put it inside to fully ripe, then squirrel may be the first to catch them. Yeah, because they want a fresh tomato and sweet potato just like you. So these are the type of things I will tell you, okay? Um, Once we're in nature, everyone trying to feed themselves, okay? Especially when you grow it fresh, the turning red, that red signal send a signal there's something fresh there. So we have to protect ourselves by all means. So I'm gonna start by showing you what a break tomato look like, okay? Because I haven't got so many of them. Let me start from here. If you look at this tomato here, watch my hand. It's already breaking. It started from here, okay? This is the moment I will pick it up from here, okay? I take it out, okay? This is what I call a break. It's not fully ripe, okay? So when you package them from here, by the time you get to the market, let me put it them in basket. By the time you get to the market, okay, then it will be fully ripe and ready to be sold. Sometimes some store will not bring them out right away. They wait until they see a ripe all over it. So I'm gonna continue scouting, starting from here. You see, my tomato, most of these tomatoes are fully matured, but the next is just get a quick stress, okay? And but I want them to go through natural stress. I will explain what I mean by natural stress, okay? Because there is a way you can quicken this ripe by taking them out, okay? And then cover them with some pepper. In that case, you're creating a stress, okay, because you're taking them out from their mother plant, okay. But I don't recommend that. Let everything happen naturally, okay, unless you have animals you are fighting, okay. So if you look at here, I continue looking, okay. When I get here, I saw something that is happening here. So I want you to compare this bunch of tomato. So this one is already start breaking. That's what I call breaking. But I'm not gonna pick it because I wanted it to break more, okay? And then be like the first one I've shown you before I can pick it, okay? And put it inside to avoid squirrel or birds from picking them first before me, okay? Because at this time of our season, I need a lot of fresh tomato. Okay, I don't want any animal to eat it before me. Okay, because tomato is just fresh tomato is start making it to the market now. So I keep on going through, and then it hasn't started breaking that much. Okay, and then there is no way they can ripe at the same time, but the size is already what I'm looking for. And some of them will get bigger than this. But remember, when I started this tomato, okay, and then I have set a goal based on the company that gave me the seed, okay. They claim this tomato will weigh, one fruit can weigh up to 2 pounds. But I call it the way I say it. The last year I did my trial, I got 1.5 pounds. Okay, so I'm getting there. But if I go closer to here, these bunches here, let me move around here. Okay, it look like some of this thing will tip that scale 2 pounds, but I'm hoping because they haven't even started breaking, but they are still getting large. So I'm hoping I can get that close, okay, this year. But these are some of objective I have set for myself. Again, look at here. Please look closely. Compare this uh, tomato already start breaking with the rest. You see what break is all about. And some people will even pick it like this and eat it like that. Some of people I saw eating fresh tomato like this. They said there's more sugar in this break one than the other fully ripe one. That may be true, but I haven't tried it yet. Okay, so sometimes we have to listen to the people who are consuming this product and get their own opinion, and then see somebody can do a fresh research and say, I want to look at the sugar content in tomatoes. Yeah, you can get different break one, ripe one, unripe one, and then give it individual. But when you are picking your sample, please make sure you get at least 20 people so that the sampling will make sense, or even 100 people. The more people you get, the better. Okay, so if I continue looking at some of the scouting these tomatoes, I'm getting, a lot of pretty large tomatoes. If I go here where I have picked one of them that are breaking, okay, and you see some of them are still getting bigger. Look at this one. Okay, this size of this nature is something I'm looking forward. It might have to give me that 2 pounds I'm looking for. Some of the weight is getting too much. They're dropping to the ground. So I'm gonna let them do their own thing. Okay, if you look at it here, you see another large tomato. Gonna let them do their own thing. I'm not gonna disturb it and then let the nature take care of it. But the only thing I will be doing maybe this week and next week is watching for my tomato that look like this one I already picked. Okay? If you see it's a large tomato for that size, maybe it will be about half a pound, okay, by weight, okay, but it's already fully baked. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to show today, and then and uh, please bear with me. This one in the next uh, week, I think I will be picking more. Okay, but I want to introduce this video as the next step I will be focusing on, because remember when we started all this thing, agriculture has gone too far. Depending on what branch of agriculture you want to focus on, okay, we have so many chains from production, which I'm showing you most of them, to the dinner table. That's my interest, okay? Between this uh, production to dinner table, you have processing in between, you have transportation in between, you have packaging in between. All these things create tremendous amount of industry in agriculture. Okay? But I will be showing you as we go along, okay, from production to the harvesting, breaking, I have mentioned earlier, and also I will try to show you processing, okay, how I process them for my own use, okay, because in most cases, I'm not doing this thing to sell them to the market, but I'm thinking of um, promoting, doing my video first. How do we grow this thing first before I go into the marketing? Okay, that will be later on. But now my interest is to teach people how they can go from production and then be satisfied with what they get and then grow a fresh tomato. Okay, remember, my goal is organic growing. Okay, if you look at here, all those composts I use, they already decay pretty much, but I think they're doing a good job. Okay, I don't haven't added extra manure here, like what I told you. If I go back to how we started, this is a broadleaf compost, okay, that are giving me all this. The other container here is a mixture of a broadleaf compost, I believe. Okay, it's a grass. This one is the grass compost. Okay, but so far, when I after my harvest, I'm gonna have to do weigh them and see if the grass compost and then broadleaf compost, if they look different from zero. Okay, I will tell you that using a grass compost did better with broadleaf compost. Okay, if that didn't happen, because what I'm seeing, both of them now, they're doing pretty good. Yes, it's a good trial too. Now, whatever you have in your yard, you can use it to grow your tomato. Okay, some of us get a lot of grasses from my lawnmower. Okay, I told my gardeners each time you do this, store it for me. I'm gonna use them later. Okay, and then also some people have a lot of trees in their yard, so their compost will be a case of gathering those leaves and make sure they use it to grow their favorite vegetables. So both of this will work. And remember the importance of all these things we're trying to teach. It reduces the chances of you spending money for synthetic fertilizer. It reduces the chances of feeling that you're getting contamination from these organic synthetic pesticides and everything. And also, if you look at the leaf, where I'm trying to avoid infestation, if you look at this leaf, it's just an old leaf. Okay, I'm gonna prune them later, take it out, but they haven't been infected by anything. It just old leaf getting old and die and drop off. Okay, so it shows that all the techniques I'm applying here is working very well. Okay, the reason why I prune my tomato is to avoid fungi spreading due to humidity, avoid spider mite infesting it due to humidity. Okay, by next month we're gonna get high humidity here. Okay, if we get to a point, I'm gonna treat it with something. We have a lot of organic um, pesticides I can use without using a synthetic one. Remember the difference between the synthetic and organic. Organic is made from living things, okay? Maybe dead, couple of leaves. There are some plant that can create those chemicals easily. And then synthetic is made by chemical. That's the one we don't want. It's not that I'm against that, okay? For example, in California, we have a lot of instruction before we. California is one of the states that pay particular attention when you produce a chemical for us. You have to give us specific labels based on how to use it, okay, so that people can avoid contaminating themselves. So these are the things I'm doing here. I'm pretty much done work on both axes, but after my retirement, I said it's better for me to continue with organic, different techniques of organic way I can do things because I can have it in my backyard easily than I'm buying them. So these are the things I'm showing today. Okay. Again, this video will be very short. I just wanted to show you something that is going on. The next step I'm gonna be embarking on. Okay. Remember the two things I said earlier I'm gonna be doing. I will start by next week and this week doing scouting, looking for break tomatoes. My tomato that already start ripening. That's what we call break. Okay. And when they get to certain um, point, I have to pick them because I'll have a lot of animals here, like squirrel, they fall in my backyard, birds are everywhere. They're gonna start harvesting them before me. I don't want that. Okay, I rather put them in my room and they will fully ripe and I will enjoy my fresh tomato. Thank you very much for watching. Always subscribe, give it a like, okay, and give me a comment, okay. Remember what I said earlier, we all learning together, okay, in this environment. So subscribe my videos, give it a like, give me a comment for improvement, so because I strongly believe that together we can make a difference. thank you for Thank you so much, and then look forward for my next video.